Honorable representatives and committee members. My name is Corinna Cohn. I am a resident of Indianapolis and a constituent within House District 98, represented by Robin Shackelford. I am an independent, and I have voted for principled members of each party. I'm here to speak in support of HB 1041, which aims to strengthen the rights for girls and young women competing in sport. My testimony today is based on my personal opinion as a transsexual. That is, a person who was born male and used pharmaceuticals and plastic surgery to feminize my body so that I appear to be a woman. Despite having these procedures, my sex is male, and neither science nor medicine can change that. I began this process as a teenager, and although my testosterone levels have been in the female range for nearly 30 years, male puberty has endowed me with physical advantages such as height, bone structure, and increased lung capacity. For example, I stand at 5'10", which puts me in the 99th percentile for women's height. I am just an inch shorter than the female athletes who play in the WNBA. The average male height is 5 inches taller than the average females. Banning males from participating in women's and girls' sports would be justified on this basis alone. Everyone can use their own eyes to observe how these advantages play out in the real world. The most recent example is the University of Pennsylvania swimmer Leah Thomas, a biological male who has broken numerous school and national records women will be unlikely to ever match. If more males like Leah are permitted to compete against women, it will become common to see women marginalized in their own sport category. I have school-aged girls in my family. I know they often need support and encouragement to stick to competitive activities. When boys are allowed to compete with girls in their own sport, that is one more reason a girl has to talk herself out of participating. Opponents of this bill use confusing language like transgender girls to refer to boys who are being socially and medically treated to mimic members of the opposite sex. Just like these youth who are being characterized as trans kids, I also suffered gender identity disorder as a teenager. We should have all the sympathy that we can for these children and ensure they have appropriate treatment. But it is unfair to expect girls to cede their hard-won rights to make room for male students suffering from gender identity issues. It's astonishing that women's rights groups are not lined up here in support of HB 1041. In particular, the American Civil Liberties Union is strongly against HB 1041. The ACLU is supposed to protect women's rights, not undermine them. Instead, women and girls must rely on right-wing organizations to come up here and support their interests. It is absurd and unreal that liberal organizations are turning their backs on women's rights. Somebody needs to stand up for women and girls, and I feel compelled to do so since so few members of the transgender community have come forward to support them. It's ironic that people who identify as women will not risk defending women against attacks on their rights. Thank you.
Thank you. Seeing no, I'm sorry, Representative Davis.
So I just wanted to tell you how much I appreciate you standing up for female sports and females altogether. Thank you.
I would agree. It takes probably a lot of courage to do so. I appreciate your willingness to share.
Thanks so much for watching this video. Be sure to hit the subscribe button so you never miss new content from the Daily Signal.